Ahoy! And welcome to the Boating Hour with Captain Rick. The Boating Hour brings you the latest and greatest essential information about everything that sails, floats, or motors upon the high seas of Southern California. From landlubbers to old salts, there'll be something for everyone. So climb aboard and get ready to sail with Captain Rick.
Ahoy out there, and welcome to the Boating Hour. I'm Captain Rick, and I want to thank you for joining us here on AM 870. We're here every Saturday at 4 p.m., and please be sure to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. And now all over social media on Instagram and Facebook and Rumble and YouTube. Make sure you check us out and give us a like. Thanks to our sponsor for our show today. For a healthy gut, the best probiotic on the market, Livia One Probiotics. Natural, organic, and allergen-free. Click on the link on our website, theboatinghour.com. I always say we're so very fortunate to have such wonderful guests. Well, I've got a wonderful guest for you today. Mario, welcome to the Boating Hour with Captain Rick.
It is my pleasure, Captain Rick. I probably have a whole lot to say, but I am delighted that you gave me the honor of being on your show today.
It's really exciting. You know, I talk to all kinds of people, but the show is really tailored for and made for people like you, recreational boaters that are in business. Actually, talking about business, let's talk about your business. Give us a little background, how I met you and how you got into boating. But let's first plug the business. Tell me about the business.
Okay. We started in Brooklyn, New York in 1961. I was a young age at 19. I had my restaurant there for 10 years, but previously I worked for my uncle. I wanted a better life for the kids, so where better to go than sunny California? So I took my children at 8, 9, and 10 years old to Palm Springs. We opened our first restaurant in 1972. The kids were young, and now they're 60, 59, and 58 years old, and they give me a whole bunch of grandkids. And now we have 6 locations in the Palm Desert, Palm Springs area. And I got a little old along the way. I hit 81 this year, but I still work 6 days a week. The kids tell me they're keeping me young, but I think they just like the free labor.
That sounds exciting. And you're a boater, so you boat out of Dana Point. Is that where you live in Dana Point, or is that where you go to recreate?
No, that is my pleasure. I do not work on Sunday. And my day is in Dana Point Harbor on Sunday. I started out with a 1974 Starcraft, a real old aluminum boat. And then when the engine died, the son said, we're going to upgrade you. So they put me in a bayliner. I have a nice 25-foot bayliner. And me and the wife get on the boat. We drive out maybe 8 miles, shut the engine, no business, no phones, and we just talk about life. And we've run into a couple of exciting situations out there. Just about 3 months ago, she was complaining, we never get to see the whales.
Okay.
So I followed a whaleboat. And we were there hanging out with them, and nothing happened. And I said, you know what, I'm going to not be so close. So I moved over. The next thing I see, the whaleboat is yelling at me on their sound system. The 2 whales were coming right at my boat, and I videoed it. Oh, my goodness. My wife's now freaking out, and I said, don't worry. I think they're smart enough not to run into us. And sure enough, they came almost to the boat, and one went in each direction. So I was a pretty lucky guy.
Oh, no kidding. What size? Well, I got to see that video. You got to share that video with me. Let me put it up on the site, and I'll come down to the Mario. What do you call your restaurant? Is it Mario's Italian Cafe?
Mario's Italian Cafe, and I am very active in my business. I've already worked 5 hours this morning. I do all the prep. We make our own sausage here. We don't buy anything frozen or in box. Everything is made on the premises.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we take pride in what we do. We take pride. I mean, my grandchildren and my sons have good work ethics, and we do fundraisers all over the valley. I raise over $100,000 a year for the high schools. I do one fundraiser for each high school once a year. and they raise anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 that night. We donate 100%, my product, my labor, everything. I work with the handicapped kids. I have a big event coming in on November the 18th. I'm going to have 2,000 to 3,000 people. I put together a car show and an Italian festival and donated the whole thing 100% to my handicapped kids. That would be Desert Arc. I have 682 kids there. And I call them my kids because I do a lot of work in there. I do a lot of benefits for them. So this car show and Italian festival is on November the 18th at Southwest Church on Washington and Fred Waring Drive in Indian Wells. And it's free admission, free parking. The only thing you buy is my great food, but all the money is collected by Desert Arc. So that's some of the exciting stuff. I have homeless Thursdays. I feed 200 homeless people every Thursday. The church picks it up. It's called Street Life, and we feed at least 200 every Thursday. So we're really community-minded. I love what I do. My family loves what they do. And, we try to give back as much as we can. And all my business friends say, you're crazy. You're giving all that money away. And I tell them straight out, what I get in my chest, you can't buy with all the money you make.
Well said. And you lasted the lockdowns. How was that for you the last couple of years? It's great. All your restaurants survive?
This is what I did. I laid no people off at all. I put them in the kitchen, my waiters, waitresses, busboys, and we ran, it was called Mario's Monday. We fed the whole valley. I fed the National Guard. I fed all the hospitals. We did over 30,000 meals that year for free. And
that's amazing.
The trucks would all pull up, and the mayors would come and load their vans, and we fed everybody that was instrumental or needy in the valley for that 1 year. And it was great. It was great. My men never lost a day's work. I enjoyed doing what I do, and so it was good. I liked it.
I'm liking it already. This is so exciting. But how do you take the time off to go down to Dana Point every Sunday?
My whole family knows my rule is I don't work on Sunday. So Saturday night, we jump in the car. We go down. We have a townhouse down there that I use one night a week. So we stay over. We get up to crack of dawn, have breakfast, go down to the boat, and spend the day on the boat. I love the ocean. Being from back east, I would be at the ocean all the time. I lived near Rockaway Beach and in that area there. And I years ago, it was just a rowboat, and then I graduated to an outboard motor. But my heart is at the ocean all the time, and it gives me a fresh feeling, makes me think a lot clearer, and it gives me a feeling of well-being being on that ocean, on that boat.
God, that is so exciting. A lot of people grew up with hardworking people doing exactly what you do, different days of the week, of course. Dana Point is kind of famous for dolphin and whale watching. It's actually, they got a slogan, that it's the dolphin and whale watching capital of the world. Do you see them often? Do you see the whales and dolphins a lot?
I'm going to send you that video, too.
Okay.
I already ran with a school of dolphins, and the biggest pain in the neck right now is my sea lions. They come right in the dock, and they come up on the bed. I went there a couple of weeks ago, and two of them were laying in the dock on the side of my boat. And I told them, come on, guys, you got to move. And one just snared at me. I said, uh-oh. So I got a hose, and I had to hose him down before he left.
I bet you he probably liked it, though. Clean, fresh water. Are they barking? Or the ones that
they bark a lot? Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the problems that I've seen in some of the marinas is they jump onto the swim steps, and they've actually sunk a few boats. Got to be careful on those sea lions.
Yeah, well, I don't have that. I didn't have that situation. They just like coming visiting. So. And last but not least, I got one more story if you got time.
Oh, I got lots of time.
Okay.
The show's yours today.
on a wife and I, on that Sunday trip, we went out there and we're just hanging out, minding old business. All of a sudden, a Coast Guard boat comes up, and they pull alongside of me and they said, "We want to board your vessel." And I said, "Okay, did I do something wrong?" No. We want to check for fire extinguishers, and we want to. Okay, so they came over. So I said, "Look, we're two people from Palm Desert area. We come here just to relax on Sunday." So the captain turns to me and says, "I am from Indio." I said, "You are?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm out in this area a long time, but, back in the 90s, I was there." I said, "Did you ever hear of Castle City?" He goes, "Well, yeah, it was my 8th or 9th birthday. I had a party there." I said, "That was me." Because I owned a 20,000 square foot stone castle back in the 90s. And so when my wife goes to him, "Well, if you had your birthday party, I baked your cake." And he started laughing, and it so happened, once in a while we go down there, we bring little mini trays of cannolis. It's one of our famous pastries we make. And I happen to have a tray in the fridge, and I brought it up, and I said, "Here, enjoy." So they all smiled and said, "Gee, thank you, Mr. Mario." So I pulled away. I said to Karen, "What are they doing?" She's just sitting there eating the cannolis.
You know what? I'm going to try that trick and hold on to cannolis in case I ever get boarded. But
well, when you get down here, you let me know. I'll have you in as my guest, and we'll have some laughing. We'll have some food, and you'll have some great food.
Do you take your grandkids? How about your kids and grandkids? Do they come out with you ever on the boat?
You know what? Not many of them. They're river rats.
Okay.
They have sea-doos, they have ski boats, and so they'll go down to the Colorado River more than they do the ocean. But they love boating, but not ocean boating. I'm an ocean boating guy.
I am too. I like the ocean. I like seeing the wildlife. I love seeing the ducks and the seagulls and all the birds, and I'm not much of a fisherman, but I do go out, and I've got a lot of friends. Are you a fisherman? Are you out there fishing at all?
I told my wife I let her fish now and then, but I says, I'll take you on a party boat. I don't want to dirty the boat.
Yeah, of course.
My friend came in from Florida, and he said, "Let's go fishing." We got all this bait. By the time he was done cutting up the bait, my whole deck was full of blood. I said, "Yeah, I don't need this. We're going to party boat and make a mess and then leave."
Well, that's a lot of people do that. They have their boat. They don't want them to get messed up. It's a wonderful fishing. I'm a boating show, and I try to promote the activities that happen at the marinas and the clubs, and I try to profile boaters like yourself because there's such inspiring stories, especially how you kept your businesses alive. You're feeding the community. You've done some amazing charity work. You have a website?
Yes, it's MarioItalianCafes.com.
That's easy.
Yeah, we have, and you know what? A lot of these stories are right on my website with pictures. You have pictures of me amongst all the homeless feeding them. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, and I didn't take these videos. The churches took them and insisted that by me putting it on my website, it will make more people step up and help. So I did it.
Oh, that's great. I'm certain that it worked out that way. What's the event coming up? You've got an event coming up shortly?
Yes. It's the 65th anniversary of Desert Arc. Desert Arc is a teaching learning institute for handicapped kids, which we employ a handicap in every one of our restaurants. Just a few months ago, we got an award at the Marriott Hotel. We went up on stage. I am the only employer with a handicapped student for 20 years.
Wow, that's great.
Louis came to me, didn't know anything. Today he cooks, he makes recipes, and does inventory. And he's autistic.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good in these kids. It needs a facility like Desert Arc to get the best out of them and put them out in the community.
So what is Desert Arc? Is that a church-run group?
No, it's actually an installation for autistic and handicapped kids.
Oh, okay. Out of Palm Desert, right?
I'm working with them since 1988.
Okay.
So I'm working with them a long time. And this event is on November the 18th at Southwest Church. They loan me their grounds, big church. And it's going to be free parking, a free car show. I got 140 of my friends with their cars going to be there. And free entertainment. The only thing they pay for is the meal, and that's donated 100% to Desert Arc.
That's amazing. So that'll be Saturday, November 18th. So the Italian Festival and Car Show. What kind of cars did you have there last year?
Well, I have personally, I have a '61 Bonneville,
okay,
a convertible. I have a '55 Bel Air convertible. I have a '73 Barracuda. I have a '50 Jeepster. And the story on this Jeep, I bought it out of a museum. It was in a museum for 20 years. It looks brand new. And then, of course, I have a '59 Thunderbird convertible. So when I say me, I meant me and my sons. I share everything with my sons. We're partners. So we have a warehouse, and we have a section with all our classic cars.
God, that is so amazing. Tell me about your family. So how big is your family? Your sons are all working for you? Or you got all sons?
Well, all my sons, and then my grandchildren. I have 13 of them, and 2 great-grandchildren now, and 1 on the way.
Do any of them come to the restaurants and sing like "That's Amore" when people are eating?
When the moon hit you, I like a bigger pizza pie. That's amore. I run around the dining room just get a laugh out of the people.
I knew I could con you into singing for us. Well, that's amazing. I love the Italians. I love Italian foods. I'm a big fan of Louis Prima, of course. And
okay.
I would love to come. I got an event coming up on the same day, though. Next week. We're talking next. So this is coming up next Saturday. So I'll be up in Oxnard for an event up there at the Pacific Corinthian Yacht Club. I've ignored Oxnard. I'm going to start talking a little bit about Oxnard. One of my favorite yacht clubs, and I know you're not a member of yacht clubs, but as restaurateurs would go to Quartzsite right on the Arizona-California border on Arizona side. And they have a place called the Quartzsite Yacht Club. So it's a bar and grill in the middle of the hottest desert with no rivers or lakes around, but they're boaters like yourself. They ran their restaurants and they came out to Quartzsite because that's a big area for gems.
They're rock hounds.
Yes. They are.
Yeah, I know. I have friends that go to Quartzsite.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. The first time I went in there, I was there for the gem show, of course, with a bunch of friends, and we opened up the door because it was a bar and grill, and it looked like a yacht club with burgees everywhere, and it was really exciting. So it's they were restaurateurs just like yourself.
Isn't that fun? You're going at Quartzsite and see everything dressed out like a marina.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. They even had a boat outside, so they trailed one of their boats, and it was a 3-generation family, and they sold, I believe, relatively recently. But what they did is, at these gem shows, people would leave their trailers or abandoned trailers or trailers that need to be fixed up. They bought it up, and they took the whole area behind the Quartzsite Yacht Club Bar and Grill, and they have the captain's quarters and Gilligan's Island, and they made with a little motel, like a exciting Quartzsite area for people that come in. It's really exciting. You rent one of these things, and they just took a boat from, I'm not exactly sure where the family boated out of, one of the marinas. It might have been Orange County. And they took a boat, a big one, and made a motel room out of it. So I think that's pretty exciting. I'd love to see that car show, but I'm gonna miss that. But I want to encourage everybody, go to the website. I'll have a link on it on the Italian Festival and Car Show. Is that going to be right near one of your restaurants?
Well, my restaurant's surrounded. I have 6 of them, only 5 miles apart. I've covered the whole valley here. We have one in each town. But Southwest Church is big. It's 30 acres. The church is big. The grounds are gorgeous, and it's a corner of Fred Waring and Washington, and it has good visual. And we usually put the cars on the lawn there, and then they have a big stage where they hold outdoor services on Sunday. Well, I get to use the stage. I have all the local schools coming with all their local talent all day. I have cheerleaders, I have dancers, I have the marching band, I have theatrical. So it's going to be a fun day, a fun family day. I have face painters. My friend has a big snow cone truck. We're going to make free snow cones for the kids. It's going to be a fun day.
That sounds so exciting. So at the Southwest Church, so next week, Saturday, the Italian Festival and Car Show. So on Sunday, will you be out at Dana Point this and next week?
Possibly, because after Saturday, my event is 9 to 3, and I have another one from 3 to 10. I might be totally used, but maybe a week after that.
Okay, yeah.
I might have to sleep that day.
Well, if I'm in the neighborhood out there on a Sunday, what's your boat's name?
Miss Karen B.
Okay, named after your wife?
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. God, it's been so much fun talking to you, Mario. So you got...
It was great. It was great. Remember, it's an open invitation. When you're down here, you call me on this front line, and I'll make sure I'm available. But the fun days that I work in the Palm Desert is Wednesday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
Okay. That is exciting. Well, what is your boat again? Tell us what kind of boat you have.
Liner, 25-foot Bayliner. It's really pretty, a pretty boat. And right now, my sons are doing the new interior. They have it kind of apart the last 3 weeks, and they're doing general maintenance, all new seating inside, and then they're going to paint the bottom, and hopefully in 1 week it's back in the water.
I tell you, I'm not sure they can accomplish that in 1 week.
Well, they've been working on it. But with the business, they only have so many hours a week to do side stuff.
All your sons work for you? Now it's a big family affair?
Absolutely.
Wow, that is exciting. Well, I'm definitely you got to send me those videos so I can put them up on the website and share it with my listeners. And
if you would send me an email to this number, I'll put them together because I think you'd enjoy them. They're fun.
I would love to do that. And the videos of the whale watching, and that would be exciting. And I like seeing the whales and dolphins. I go out there. I've talked about it a little bit. But anyway, Mario, it's been wonderful having you on there, and I wish you all the success in the world. I want you to enjoy every Sunday out there on the water. That's actually my slogan that you can listen to as I close the show, talking about there's no place like being out on the water, the fresh air and sunshine in sunny Southern California. So you're not the only one that came here for sunny Southern California.
All right.
Yeah, so really exciting to have you. Well, that's all the time that we have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed our show. And as always, we're so very fortunate to have such wonderful and exciting guests. If you'd like to be a guest on the show and you're a boater, we'll plug your business, and we'll definitely talk about your boating activities. If you're part of a club, we'll promote your club and the activities out of the club. So let's not forget the Coasties, protecting our waters, America's lifesavers and guardians of the sea. And if you want to find out about the Coast Guard or the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the civilian volunteers that help the Coast Guard, go to cgaux.org. Stands for coastguardauxiliary.org. And you can find out about boater safety information, lots of classes and volunteer opportunities, and of course their glorious history. Be sure to find us and subscribe on social media. We're now on YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, and Facebook. We need your support, so find us on social media, give us a like and subscribe to keep the program going. Remember, if you do it right and follow the guidelines and safety precautions, there's no place like being out on the water in the fresh air and sunshine in beautiful sunny Southern California. Next week, I'll be up in Oxnard. I'm going to miss Mario's wonderful festival, but I'm definitely going to put this on the calendar for next year. But I will be up at Pacific Corinthian Yacht Club, where they're unveiling the new Duffy Dealers. There's a new family taking over for Oxnard, Ventura, and Westlake Village. So we'll be talking all about that. So here at the Boating Hour with Captain Rick, we cover everything that sails, motors, and floats from San Diego to Santa Barbara. Thanks for being with us today. Please be sure to join us next week and every Saturday at 4 p.m. on AM 870. Thanks to our sponsor for the show today. For a healthy gut, Livia One Probiotics. And don't forget to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. Keep your emails coming. This is Captain Rick saying ahoy in fair winds, all.